What's your tune you thinking for karaoke? You've got to sell it, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
If you want to do it, you've got to sell it, otherwise it'll be tragic.
I've got.
So I don't know what your taste is, you see, so it's going to be.
I've got plenty of Duran Duran on there.
Yeah, but you know it, I know those well enough. I'll ask the Duran Duran fan. I'm just thinking, which one do I know the best?
What's your favourite bands? I can get on my phone.
That's the thing, it's changed over the years. When you said 80s, kind of things that spring to my mind straight away is like Nick Kershaw, Howard Jones.
Ross? No.
See, I'm a little bit older, I think I'm a little bit older.
Okay, Nick Kershaw,
How are you going to get around the copyright though? You're going to get straight.
Literally, I'm going to film this.
You're going to do like seconds of it.
And I'm just going to do a 5-second intro. And I'll go cut in when we're like
in full flow.
Yeah, with our greatest singing voices on.
I'm not promising that. I'll sell it. I'm not promising it'll be good, but I'll sell it. Yeah, I watched them and I think they're really good. I think James Corden must wake up with an hard on every morning with his life at the minute.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
Right, James, today you've got Madonna in the car with you. Oh God, not again. Right, James, you got Katy Perry with you today.
And it seems that he's on to everybody from like Red Hot Chili Peppers to Lady Gaga and everybody in between.
Do you know what? One of my favourite ones. My favourite one was Adele. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
She was
everybody
amazing.
loves her.
Yeah.
She's an every basin.
But my second favourite is Justin Bieber.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's very. He seems right up for a laugh.
Yeah.
Like properly up for a laugh. They basically pull over.
So they had to wait till he was released from jail that day, and then.
I think so. Yeah. That's when he turned up. His fourth appearance, his fourth trial, his last chance.
He was going to do that.
He was good.
Yeah. I do like your little bits of rage.
Yeah.
I do like those. You know, and you have that kind of. I can see you holding it.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't mean to do that. It's literally generally that is how it is. I'm just like.
You've got to do it here, haven't you? We're in London.
London town. Well, you see what we have to deal with traffic-wise. It's just annoying. It's just.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, it's just getting frustrating, and then you get the idiot that have done something, and drivers make mistakes, or they sort of like edge out because whoever the fuck is going to let them go. Do you know what I mean? So,
Right then, Rocket, go.
Okay, so as you may have gathered, I'm sat here with Daz.
Hello. I've been practicing that.
I like it. Who has got 2 channels?
Yes,
Are you happy with 2 channels?
Yes, I'm very happy.
We've got Cajola Stillaway.
One face, and then
in one face.
Just Darren.
And then we've got Just Darren, who is Just Me Vlogging. Links obviously in the description below. Now, with me and Darren, from pretty much the moment we met, we've had a disagreement, and we want you guys.
I see it as more of a misunderstanding on your part than a disagreement, if I'm honest.
It's not funny because that's how I see it on your part. So, so we have come up with reasons why. Now we should sort of debate this and get two bits from each film. I think
it's more of like a party political broadcast on behalf of 4 and 3, isn't it really? Because you've got your party line on what you think, and I've got my party line on what I think. And
this is what we need to change it though, because we need right. Okay, Rocky 3, you've got the death of Mickey. Okay, very sad moment.
I have to say that in the entire movie, that's the only kind of section or scene that I struggle to watch, and I have fast forwarded it more times than not. I'll be honest with you, because I can't. I've been to floods. I can't handle it. It's so intense.
And then in the other half, you've got Apollo Creed dying in 4. Now,
well, see, he had it coming though, didn't he? Really, because you don't get in the ring with him, do you, and expect to come out with that alive, really. So, a little bit of.
So let's talk about Mickey dying first, and I'll give you the reasons why Apollo died is sadder.
You think Apollo dying in 4 is sadder than...
Of course
No
he
way,
is.
man.
Right,
You've got a swinging rig. You've not got a heart. Okay.
Let's talk about Mickey, right? Okay, an older gentleman.
Yep.
Okay.
Been around.
Been around the block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He dies very sadly of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Now this heart attack is brought on by a bit of a ruckus.
Yeah, a bit of a scuffle in there, yeah.
Okay, so which obviously in turn spoilers. If anybody hasn't seen Rocky 3 by now, then
They really don't want to, do
they
they?
really don't want to. They want to skip that one and go straight to 4. But obviously, him dying, it's very sad. It throws Rocky's mind. He goes on to lose the fight, which basically gives you the storyline for Rocky 3. Why is that sadder than Apollo Creed, a fighter, his best friend, in the twilight of his career, with many years ahead of him? I don't know, selling.
I think because it's the relationship, because he's like a father figure to Rocky, isn't he? You know, right from the early days, he's been there for him, and like you say, he's a father figure, and you know, and he's his trainer. You know, he's the guy that focuses him, and even at the end, just before he like breathes his last, he says, "Get out there, do it." Doesn't he? He says, "Get out there, do it." You know, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what are you talking about?" You know, that kind of So you're really invested in that old guy, aren't you? You know,
I get that. However, right, Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa, they're both fighters. Fighters fight. That's what they do.
Yep.
Right. So Rocky can clearly relate that with Apollo. Okay. Apollo dies doing what he loves doing. Okay. Sorry, he doesn't die. He's killed.
Yeah.
Okay. He's mullered in the ring.
I'm so going to win this. I've got it already.
That is tragic because Rocky can relate to that.
Correct.
And,
Absolutely.
and in turn leads on to the film being set with lots of great training montages. I hope you agree with that. And a real revenge fight at the end.
Yeah.
Now, what does Rocky 3 end up with?
No. We need to reverse to your question. So your question is, why is Mickey died sadder than Apollo getting?
Okay, yeah.
Well, Apollo climbed into that ring of his own volition. He did that. He knew the risks involved, like any boxer does when they get in the ring. You know, he knew the risks. He stepped up, and he got killed. Unfortunately, he got killed. Right, but he did that voluntarily. Mickey's was more tragic because he did it.
That is slightly answered in Rocky Creed.
I've not seen that. I've not seen Creed.
Right, okay. There's a little bit, not a spoiler by any means. There's a little bit where Adonis Creed, Apollo's. I'm very mindful of my GoPro's moving, so I apologise for that. Where Adonis Creed meets Rocky in his little cafe, his little restaurant, and says, you know, my dad died in the ring doing what he wants to do. And Rocky quite rightly points out and turns around and says, I think he'd rather be here now, if I'm honest.
Oh yeah, but
so in regards to Apollo died in the ring, I think that's a life cut short. Where that life could have been filled of whatever outside boxing.
I agree.
It's like his real life, isn't it?
I agree. But he stepped up and he knew the risks. Mickey's life was taken from him and really through that scuffle. And actually, he'd been having a bit of heart trouble, hadn't he, earlier on in the film and stuff. So you know.
Well,
that's my argument why it's.
Well, there we go. So it was on the cards anyway. So whether that would have happened then or when he was sat on the job, you know, after the fight.
I can very easily watch Apollo get killed. I can't watch Mickey's funeral. No, because it's part of that scene, though, isn't it? It's part of the fight. You know, that kind of the slow motion where he falls. You know, that's part of the fight. You know.
Let's skip forward.
Next.
Skip forward to the end fight. No, sorry. Let's skip forward to the training montages. Do you generally believe that Rocky 3 has the better training montages?
Yes. Do you know why?
So,
because Rocky 3 is the only film where he loses. Now, in 2, it's a draw. He doesn't lose. It's a draw. Rocky 3 is the only Rocky movie that's realistic. GoPro's gone on the piss. Because he loses. And it's devastating to him. It's devastating to him. They've taken away his magic feather. They've burst his balloon. Confidence gone. He's disappeared. He's not the man he was.
However,
absolute rock bottom.
However, your idol, Mickey, that you can't watch die, set him up for those. He basically gave him those fights to make him look like a champion.
He was protecting
And then
him,
when
yeah,
the true fighter came up,
well, it was. I think Clubber Lang was going to win anyway because he was eye of the tiger, eye of the tiger, eye of the tiger, hungry for it.
Yeah.
You know, not fat, lazy, doing you know American Express commercials and living the life,
skipping,
being on Muppet Show and no, he's like wants it, but he has to learn to fight again. You know. Creed's trainer trains him.
I like that.
He gets that hunger again for
I am
it.
not taking that away from Rocky 3. I do generally think.
I think that storyline, rather than revenge is very easy to build a story around revenge, but it's I think it's that storyline of being at rock bottom and building back up again has more heart than just I'm angry and I want to avenge my friend. I'm winning this hands down.
So you're saying the training montage on Rocky 3 is better
because
than Hearts on Fire in
running
the snow,
on the beach,
running on a mountain in Russia.
It was of its time.
Hello.
It was of its time. It was a bit gratuitous, and it's a little bit, I'm talking, it's like Mad Max 3. It's a little bit too Hollywood.
Right. On that note, I think I've won the first part.
I think you've lost.
We are at the cinema now. So we are going to go and watch a film, which we will be discussing on the way back as well. But we will carry on this one-way argument when we finish the cinema.
Discussion. Enjoyed that.
That was a good one. And you know
I was
what?
winning you round, wasn't I? I was. You were coming round.
The problem is with somebody like you versus somebody like me. I know what I want to say. However, I don't get my words right. That's why edits and cuts are essential. I'll just go cut the shit out of it and have you say
No,
like,
you
oh
fucking
no,
really
yep,
That won't be fair. Basically, you're just not telling me.